One West, we universal. Let's talk to him.
When I roll around my city, all I see is our sin. The product of the environment we was raised in. You see, hell is conditioned and cell made by men. The choices that we make, that box of sin. When I roll around my city, all I see is our sin. The product of the environment we was raised in. You see, hell is conditioned and cell made by men. The choices that we make, that box of sin. In this nation, my skin is my sin, a menace to society. Laws made because they fear the greatness inside of it. Crackhead on the corner can sing like Ryan Osley, and we run from the cops like track meets the irony. Cause every nigga in the Olympics straight out the hood, and we get where we come from when it's all good. $1 million slave with survivor remorse, that's textbook. Looks divide and conquer, inspire us to work harder for minimum wage. To shine like you on center page. Welcome to the rat race. Now you a springer, look down on those can keep your pace. These young bulls is Lazarus, the man in the mirror looking you in the face. You reap what you sow, the fruit will grow from every tree. That's how you know. Friend from fro, that set the triangle, pass baton like the rock and give and go. You either build or destroy, make your choice, bro. When I roll around my city, all I see is our sin. The product of the environment we was raised in. You see, hell is conditioned and cell made by men. The choices that we make, that box of sin. When I roll around my city, all I see is our sin. The product of the environment we was raised in. You see, hell is conditioned and cell made by men. The choices that we make, that box of sin. Yep. All these atrocities in my isosceles cause animosity when hope is a limited commodity. Rats in the race of opportunity with success rates. It's a low probability. I mean they build a prison before we even leave elementary. And Christianity got our people retarded spiritually. I mean seriously. You're gonna be in heaven with those that committed genocide on your ancestry. I'd rather be in hell with at least you know your enemy. Make it make sense to me. Plus you got natives in your blood that celebrate Thanksgiving. Work you like a Hebrew slave and won't entertain the simple possibility that you is you. Simply in reality, they call you anti-Semitic, the viscosity of a carbon copy, the shame originality. The kingdom of heaven is within. We just all the earth, the children of God. When I roll around my city, all I see is our sin. The product of the environment we was raised in. You see, hell is conditioned and cell made by men. The choices that we make, that box of sin. When I roll around my city, all I see is our sin. The product of the environment we was raised in. You see, hell is conditioned and cell made by men. The choices that we make, that box of sin. Yeah.
You've been wicked to the Most High's children, man. You've been destructive to the 12 tribes of Israel. Let me tell you something, black man. You got to put on your strength now, man. Put back on your strength and might, black man, because your day is coming. Your day is coming because the Lord is going to bring judgment on this earth. The Lord wants black men to be able to be men again. The Lord wants to stop the white man from killing our babies in the abortion clinics. The Lord wants us to get off the drugs and then raise our families back up to be the men and women of the Lord, man. But there's something in the middle of us right now. What is that? That Christian church, man. Get with me, brothers. Joel, the 3rd chapter, 1st verse. Read it loud.
Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles.
Yeah, go ahead.
Prepare war.
Do what?
Prepare war.
You hear what the Lord said? Declare this among the Gentiles, man. Why? Because it don't look like they're going to war now. It look like they're in control and in power of everything. But for the prophets of the Lord that know exactly what's going to happen in the earth, we know that it's time to prepare for war.
All right, clap it up. Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. And just like the song says, it is time to prepare ourselves, man. Only thing that we see in the cities right now is just destruction, left and right. Every time you turn around and look, you see something happening that's going on right now, man. There's been so many mass shootings, school shootings. It's been so many people being hurt out on the streets, man. And it's time for a change. It's time for us to sit here and figure out what we need to do as a people to change the society that we're living in right now. Because what's happening right now is nothing but killings, nothing but murders, nothing but the agenda of the oppressor being pushed on us from years and years and years. And now it has came to a head. Now everybody is struggling. It's to the point where their own people are starting to break down mentally to the point where they're ready to go shoot up everything. They ready to kill everything that they see walking and moving that is not of their own kind, man. Why can't we see that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are being targeted right now? Why can't we see that? Why can't we see that we are the people that are being killed out on these streets by the oppressor? When the oppressor have a mental breakdown, as y'all want to call it, or is he mentally unstable, who does he go out and kill? He go kill Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He's not killing his own people. So we got to understand that this is us being targeted. We're being targeted, man. They want to call us the replacers. They think that Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indian lives does not matter enough. They don't care about us. They don't think that we are anything in this world, man. It's time for us to start believing that we're something in this world. And until we believe that we're something in this world, we will keep allowing the oppressor to do whatever he feel like he wants to do to us, and we will never fight back. But it's time for us to fight back. And the way that we fight back is to first separate, man. It's time for a change. We done been hand in hand with them long enough. Now it's time for us to split from them and gain back our strength, gain back our culture. And the only way to do that is to get away from them. It's to separate yourselves from them. Now, what we need to do right now, the first thing we're gonna go to Deuteronomy 28:1. Because this is the first thing that we need to know, so that way we can create and go ahead and do this change that needs to happen, man.
Check. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God shall set thee on high above all nations upon the face of the earth.
So who is this talking to right now? This is talking to the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is letting you know, the children of Israel, if you will hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments, he'll set you on high above all nations on this earth, man. We had a simple task that we needed to do. Simple. Just follow the law, statutes, and commandments. But because, matter of fact, go to Jeremiah 7:1 real quick for me.
No sweat.
Because we are so hard-headed, because we were stiff-necked people, we didn't follow the simple thing, man. The only thing we had to do was hearken diligently into the voice of the Lord thy God and follow the laws, statutes, and commandments, and we would have been set on high above all the other people on the face of this earth, all the other nations on the face of this earth.
You said Jeremiah what?
17:1. That's the only thing we had to do, is hearken diligently. But instead of doing that, from generations passed on down to generations and more generations, this is what has been happening. Go ahead, read it once you got it.
All right. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 1. The sin of Judah is written with the pen of iron, and with the point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their hearts and upon the horns of your altars.
Understand this, man. Sin has been engraven upon us from generations on down to generations and generations, man. We have been engraved, we have been taught to sin. And we've been taught that sin is okay. And it's been passed down from generation to generation to generations. See, that's the problem right now, man. Y'all feel like sin is so important that you have to do it. You feel like you have to eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. You feel like you have to smoke weed. You feel like you have to sit here and be a whoremonger. You feel like you have to sit here and do all these drugs of the world, do all these abominable things to be a homosexual. You have to be a homosexual. You feel like all these things are so important that you pass this down the generation on down to the generation, the next generation. You feel like it's okay for the tragedies that's happened in your family for you to pass it down. So maybe you had somebody in your family that molested your cousin. So now, once y'all get older, you allow that same cousin that was molested by the uncle that shouldn't have been around kids to do the same thing down to the next generation. And y'all just passing it on when y'all should stop it. If you will hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God and observe and do all his commandments, we would be set on high. We wouldn't have these problems. We wouldn't sit here and be struggling. But the fact of the matter is, let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 15. The fact of the matter is, we don't hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. We done let sin be engraved in our hearts and in our minds so much that we will sit here and do the will of the oppressor before we do the will of our Father. And then you wonder why we have all these things that's going on right now. You wonder why the agenda is being pushed so heavily. It's being pushed so heavily because we are allowing it to be pushed. If Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if we would stop it, if we would hearken diligently into the voice of the Lord thy God, if we would sit here and say enough is enough, we are here for our family, we are going to do our culture, we're going to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments, and we are not going to bow down, kneel down, bend over backwards for anything that is not of the Most High God. Because what the Most High God has for us is way more important than any sin of this world, any of the luxuries that this world has to give to us. The Most High God, what he has for us is way more important. And I'm choosing my Father before I choose the oppressor. I'm choosing my Father's business before I sit here and allow my daughter to walk outside the house with some booty shorts, showing her behind, showing all her nakedness. I sit here and choose my Father before I sit here and allow my son to walk out with his thighs out because it's hoochie daddy season. This is what y'all want to call out here nowadays. It's hoochie daddy season. All y'all want to just, y'all all fall for the lustful demons of the oppressor. The oppressor has told y'all it is okay for y'all to wear short shorts as men, and now y'all want to do it. Everybody out here talking about how it's hoochie daddy season. Why, as a man, would you want to sit here and call yourself a hoochie daddy? That's just like a woman calling herself a hoochie mama. What did we think of a woman that called herself a hoochie mama? Did you want the hoochie mama? Or did you think the hoochie mama was a whore? So now, as a man, you around here saying if you ain't got your thighs out and a white beater on, then you ain't in the game. Well, I guess me and my brothers in the I.S.U.P.K will never be in the game because we not gonna be out here being no hoochie daddy. For what? We priests. We prophets of the Most High God. I'm not no hoochie daddy. I'm royalty. And before I sit here and wear some tight shorts that's really and truthfully giving the homosexuals just what they want. They want to see you showing your thighs. That's another trick that the homosexuals done sat here and pushed. And now all of a sudden the oppressor's agenda is being done through you wearing your short shorts as a man. Go ahead.
And if I could, the crazy part about it is like it all started, back in the day, you know what I'm saying, with just the sagging of the pants. You know what I'm saying? It went from the sagging of the pants to wearing tight pants. You know what I'm saying? To wearing tight pants, you know what I'm saying? To basically You out here wearing underwear out here. You know what I'm saying? They out here wearing shorts above the thigh. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, men gonna be getting thigh tattoos. You know what I'm saying? Like they have slowly convinced men to be masculine is to be feminine, like the homosexuals out here.
And y'all get that brother a hand, because that's the problem. That's the problem. We are so gung-ho into fitting in what society is saying that is good that we lost our way, man. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Because this is what we're going through right now. We're going through this right now because we did not listen and hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, man. Go ahead and read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. It shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Keep reading.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
See, right now we're cursed in the cities, we're cursed in the field, because we would not hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. If we would have just did the law, statutes, and commandments, we wouldn't have to deal with none of these curses, man. And because we're cursed people, this is what's happening. Drop down to verse 50 for me. This is what's happening right now to us because we're cursed in the cities, cursed in the field. Wherever we walk, wherever Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians go, we are cursed people. We can't even go to our own hoods no more. You want to know why? Because if you in the hood, and say, for instance, I'm wearing red and someone else like the color blue, because we cursed in the cities, cursed in the fields, I can't walk around any hood because now you ready to kill me because I'm wearing red and you wearing blue. We so cursed in the cities in the field that we can't wear colors. Like, just think about it. You can't wear a certain color because they don't like the fact that you wearing a color. I'm gonna kill you because you wearing blue. I'm gonna kill you because you wearing red. I'm gonna kill you because you wearing black. I'm gonna kill you because, like, so we just gonna kill each other just because we wearing any color. And y'all feel like that's okay? But we are so cursed in the cities and cursed in the field because we don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Like, and you don't see how cursed we are. You don't see how we don't push the agenda of the oppressor so much that he has us hating one another to the point where he no longer has to do anything, but he still does. Because this is one of the curses, man. But see, the oppressor is still doing what he's been doing this whole entire time, man. The oppressor is doing his job. When are you going to make it hard for the oppressor to do his job? Because he's doing it easily right now. It's no sweat for the oppressor to be the oppressor because you make it easy. You sit here and fall for the trap every single time. You don't understand your enemy. You don't understand who is your enemy, and the enemy is showing itself every single day. Why do you think we got all these mass shootings right now? Because the enemy is showing himself. When are you going to see the enemy for who he is? The Bible sat here and told you, because you did not hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, you will be cursed in the cities, cursed in the fields. Now, Blacks and Hispanics are being killed, mass shootings, and you don't understand. Well, let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 50, and it's going to further show you what's really going on. Go ahead and read it once you got it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Understand this, man. A nation of fierce countenance. Who are the people that Blacks and Hispanics are really afraid of. Because right now, we say that we're not afraid of anybody right now. But there's a nation of fierce countenance right now that's showing that blacks and Hispanics are afraid. See, the brothers here in the I.S.U.P.K, we don't fear no man but God. We don't fear nothing but the Most High God. But our people, because they're so destroyed from a lack of knowledge, they're afraid of their people. And those people that are killing and showing no favor for the old, Peyton Gendry, or show favor for the young. What was that? What was that? The last brother, or not the brother, but the last oppressor that shot up the schools. What was its name or his name? Slakia.
You talking about
The most recent one in the
things like so raw, something like that. Hold on, I got you.
like these nations of fierce countenance, these people are showing you that they do not care. They don't care if you old or young. They had a dude go into a mart in Buffalo. He drove hours after writing a manifesto about saying that we are the replacers and they're dying and they're replacing us, and soon the white man and a white woman are going to be the minority instead of the majority. He drove to a mart, a food mart, and killed people with an AR-15. Older people, not young people, older people, and injured people. He had no love for any of the old folks. He didn't care. And then just recently in Texas, we done had this. They done had this homosexual dude that didn't know who he wanted to be. So he was so destroyed behind his lust and his demons that he decided to kill his own grandmother, get into a car chase with the police, slam into a ditch, get out, ran into a school, and decided to kill some young kids and a teacher, and like 2 or 3 teachers. And y'all don't see that these people don't care about us? Like, what else has to be shown for blacks and Hispanics to understand that we are not wanted? We are not wanted here.
Right.
Like, I got an article, brother. If you could pull this article up, the first one I sent you, it explains how many, just in 2022, how many recorded mass shootings it's been. Whenever you can pull it up, let me know.
Which one?
The very first one.
The 27 school shooting?
Yep. Because this is the agenda right now, man. The white man knows that his time is coming to an end. So now he's going bonkers. He don't know what to do. He don't know how to live with the fact that his time is coming to an end. And blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, our time is coming. It's just now beginning. But the biggest problem that we having right now is we don't know how to accept it and do the things that we're supposed to do to enjoy what's about to happen, man. The kingdom is near. If blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians would just hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, follow the law, statutes, and commandments, the kingdom would be near, man. We wouldn't have to be worrying about the white man because the white man is about to be extinct. He is afraid because he knows he's about to be the minority. Because they are doing what they do best. They are homosexuals.
I got it.
Go ahead and read, brother.
All right, this is 27 school shootings that have taken place this year. All right, so this is from NPR.org. All right, so a shooting at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, that has killed
19 children and 2 adults marks the 27th school shooting this year. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said the shooter behind the Tuesday incident was killed. This comes just 10 days after a shooting at the top of the supermarket in Buffalo, New York, that took the lives of 10 people. Education Week has been tracking school shootings since 2018. According to its database, 119 such incidents have taken place since then. There was 27 school shootings with injuries or deaths this year. The organization tracks shootings where a firearm was discharged and where any person other than the suspect has a bullet wound resulting from the incident. Education Week also includes only incidents that happen on a K-12 school property or on a school bus and that occur when the school is in session or during a school-sponsored event.
Hold on. So right there, it is letting you know it's been 27 different school shootings just this year. And how many have we actually heard about?
2.
How many have we actually heard about? How many has actually been put on the forefront? Because they only want what they want to be shown. So it's all these school shootings, all these things that's going on in the world right now, and we just knew about what, two of them? So what's really going on, man? They are killing us because they don't want the so-called replacers, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to become the majority. So what they're doing is they're trying to kill us out. They started off in Buffalo. Now they in the U Valley in Texas. And it's really going down here in Texas. It's getting to the point where, and why all of a sudden is all this coming about?
If I could.
Go ahead.
Bring it back up. All right, it says the U.S. has surpassed 200 mass shootings this year. The Gun Violence Archive, an independent data collection organization, has counted 212 mass shootings that have occurred so far this year as of Tuesday. It defines a mass shooting as an incident in which 4 or more people were shot or killed, including the shooter. So it's been 200 mass shootings this year as of Tuesday.
Understand this, man. This is the nations of a fierce continent that shows no favor for the young or the old. They don't care who you are. They are ready to kill. They are ready to stop blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians from being what the Lord wants them to be, man. When are you going to see that they're trying to stop you from greatness, man? When are you going to see it? Like that's the problem, man. The problem is this. We don't know who we are. Let's go to Deuteronomy 7:6, man. Understand this, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Matter of fact, hold there. Let's go to First John 2:15. We're gonna start there because this is what's happening right now, man. All these shootings and all these things is because we have pushed the agenda. See, you don't understand this, man. All these GTA, Grand Theft Auto, all these games like that is what? Pushing the agenda and desensitizing our people to what is really going on. Like Grand Theft Auto 5 have an online series to the point where you can walk around and talk on a microphone while you playing the game, run up, rob somebody. You can gang bang on Grand Theft Auto. You can kill somebody on Grand Theft Auto. You can beat them down with a bat or stab them with a knife or hit them with a bottle. You can blow somebody up on GTA. What is that doing? That is desensitizing our children. And they don't have, I know for a fact, there's little kids right now. Little kids in the schools are saying that they play Grand Theft Auto. They go home and they on GTA 5, elementary kids. And you wonder why elementary kids are now bringing knives to school. They're bringing BB guns to school. Then y'all done sat here and desensitized them to marijuana. Now you think marijuana is just okay. So now kids are bringing vapes to school with THC in them. Now they're bringing weed to school. You have destroyed your own children because you sit here and go against what the Bible tells you to do. When you go ahead.
And then on top of that, they'll be like, I just don't understand what's going on. Like, why are the youth acting this way? You understand? Like, they set everything up for them to be destroyed, and then try and say, I don't understand why things are happening the way that they are happening. You understand? The scriptures say, train up a child in the way he should go, so when he's older, that he will not depart from it.
Right.
You understand? These children are trained up exactly the way that you wanted them. You understand? And they have not departed from what you have instilled in them.
And the craziest thing is, and what you're saying is so spot on, because you just said train up a child in the way that it should go. What is society training these kids up in right now? They're training them up in murder, homosexuality, and being drug addicts. That's what they're training them up as. Every time you turn around, what do you see on your TV screen? You see a homosexual. You see either a man on man, you see a woman on woman. You see what they got this that show called what, P-Valley or something like that, where you got these transgenders and like what is y'all got this RuPaul drag race? Like what is wrong with y'all, man? Y'all sitting here loving the oppressor to the point where you push his agenda on your own children, and now you wondering why your children is trained up in their ways. The Bible sit here and say, go to 1 John 2 and 15, and let's read what it says, man.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
So that means don't love P-Valley, don't love homosexuality, don't sit here and love smoking weed and doing drugs, popping pills, being a pimp, having a bunch of whores and all that. Don't be a whoremonger. And ladies, stop being whores. Stop jumping from rod to rod. Stop showing your nakedness out on the streets. Give a man something to respect so he can respect it. He can't respect you if every time he sees you, you in some booty short Daisy Dukes with a bra and like a swimming suit bra and a thong on. What is a man gonna respect? A man ain't gonna see nothing but you being lustful.
Slack
you. Go ahead.
I mean, shoot, we don't respect women in hoochie shorts. Why you think your woman gonna respect you in hoochie shorts?
Man, if you a man and you around here, I'm telling you, if you a man and you wearing them shorts that come above the thigh, understand this. You wear exactly. That's exactly what I was about to say. You a man wearing coochie cutters. The same way y'all used to say women wearing them coochie cutters, that when they come up and hit that, that's the same thing you're doing as a man. And how do you expect any of these women to take you seriously? Right. We done went from the 1990s, the 99s and the 2000s, where we used to wear baggy clothes. We used to wear all like we want the 2XL, the long tee, the 2XL long tee. Man, I'm talking about, you know dang well you a skinny dude. You know you supposed to wear a size like 30 waist pants, but you had on a pair of 38 waist pants. And you know for a fact you wear a small shirt, but you got an XL long tee. Because back then in that generation, we were sitting here wearing baggy clothes, yeah. And it was to the point where we didn't have to sag because the clothes was already so big. But now we done got to the Generation Z. Y'all 1997s on up to 2000. Gen Z is from 1997 all the way up to today. That's Generation Z. And Generation Z has brought in the wave of the tight clothes, the homosexuality being a rampant rate, and everybody being drug addicts. Go ahead and read.
And if I could, what's so crazy? General Muhammad brought it out in class on Thursday that by 2052, at the rate that it's going right now, 80% of the population is either going to be homosexual, transgender, lesbian, or gay.
And that's the problem. Because y'all love the world and the things that are in the world. Brother, read that scripture again, man. Let's get back to that scripture.
No sweat. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15.
Right.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Understand this. And this is why Christianity is so bad. Because the Christian church was the start of all this, man. They allowed all this to go on. Because they sit here and tell you that it's okay for you to sin willfully. They're telling you it's okay for you to sit here and eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. It's okay because Christ died for your sins. Like that was the start of the downfall. Us not following law, statutes, and commandments came because people sat here and thought that it was okay to no longer do the law, statutes, and commandments because Christ died for our sins. And you know, he nailed my sins on the cross. Yeah, he nailed your sins on the cross, but it wasn't for you to keep sinning. When he died on the cross so that way you could still live and be a new creature, to be something that's better in this world. He didn't die for you to keep doing the same sins. He didn't die for you to sit here and be a homosexual. He didn't die for you to be a Rod Smith. He didn't die for you to sit here and be munching on carpet when you a woman and you got your own box. Why are you munching on box and you got a box? Christ didn't die for that. Christ did not sit here and die and go through hell for his people to still sin. Christ did it so that way his people can have a new life and be closer. But y'all done took this and made it into y'all own agenda, man, because you love the world and the things that are of the world. Don't sit here and say that you love the Father when you are sitting here doing the agenda of the white man. Don't sit here and say you love the Father when you are sitting here. If you got pork on your plate, don't say you love Christ. Don't say you love the Most High. If you got pork, crab, shrimp, lobster, if you got a cigarette, if you got weed, if you got lean, heroin, crack cocaine, if you got any drug, if you got any pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, if you are a whoremonger, a pimp, if you are anything according to what the Bible says not to do, if you're doing any of those things, don't sit here and say that you love the Most High, because you don't. You can't love the Most High, but yet you don't love your own brother that's right there next to you. And when I'm talking about your brother, I'm talking about the people that live in the same hood as you, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You can't sit here and say that you love the Most High God when you hate your own brother or sisters, when you're jealous of the next sister. You can't sit here and say that you love the Most High God. How can you sit here and say you love the Most High God when you're jealous of the next woman? You should have enough. You should be secure enough in yourself to not be jealous of no woman. There's nothing somebody should be able to do to make you jealous, make you mad, make you hate them, make you want to go against them. There's nothing in this world that you should, nothing should be able to be done to make you feel that way, because you should know that you're great. You shouldn't allow nobody to sit here and make you jealous. Not if you love God. Because if you love God, then you know at all times you're supposed to have sisterhood. You're supposed to have brotherhood. Nobody should be able to make you jealous, because at the end of the day, we are all one body, one flesh. So if that person wins, that means that I win. If my brother sit here, my brother Officer Tarzadok right here is a chef. If he opens up his own business, when he opens up his own business and he flourish and he become a 5-star chef, I'm gonna be happy for my brother. I'm not gonna hate on my brother. I ain't gonna tell my brother, hey man, I wish you would have brought me up with you. No. I'm gonna go to his business. And when I go to his business, I'm going to pay the regular price in his business. And I'm going to sit here and give a tip, sit here and support his business, because that is my brother. I'm not gonna be jealous of my brother. That crab in a bucket mentality has to stop. So stop loving the world and the things that are of the world if you love the Father. Because everybody that is loving the things that are of this world, you don't love the Father. Let's keep reading. Let me know once you got it.
I got it.
All
right. Verse 17. I'm sorry, this is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 17. And the word passeth away.
Verse 16.
All right, this is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father.
But is of what?
But is of the world.
Understand this. This is what we were just talking about. You sitting here seeing that a woman, see, brothers, this is what we got to understand. When you see a woman walking with a man, we need to start getting to the point where we don't see, if you see a woman walking with a man, that's her dude, you need to automatically think that's two different dudes. Don't look at her. Don't even look at her, because what you are doing is what you were taught to do. You're taught, we're men. Yes, we're going to look at beautiful women. That's a given. But if you see a woman with a man, that is your brother's wife. Don't sit here and look upon her with any type of feelings. You need to be like, oh, that's my brother's wife, man. I'm just going to keep walking. I'm not going to look. Because when you take a second look, when you be like, oh, I see them. Well, dang, she look good. At that point, that's somebody's wife, man. And you sitting here looking at her like that, what is going to be your next move? Because when we was in the world, everybody used to do that. Everybody, when you was a brother in the world, you used to be Mr. Steal Your Girl. You used to be the dude that steal a dude's girl and be like, hey, man, you can have her back once I'm done with her. Like, that's wicked, man. Your flesh is so mighty over you that you will lust after another woman that's with a man. We need to get to the point where you sit here, when you walk up on a sister and you talk to her, the first question, hey, sis, how you doing? What's your name? Hey, Salaki, sis, before anything go any further, do you got a man? Oh, you ain't got a man? Okay, you got a dude that you talking to, like, you know, if he's smacking, you know, if he clapping, then that's your dude. And you need to respect that man. Go ahead, bro. I got a pre-show. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 28. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her in his heart.
Understand this, man. Anytime you looking at another man's wife, you are committing adultery, man, because you're lusting after her like that, man. And we got to stop that. Like, these are the tools that we are using to stop what's going on, man. We have to stop it. If blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if we love one another so badly, we would stop all this. Because we have to change so that way the things that are going on in this world right now would change. If we would follow the law, statutes, and commandments, stop loving the world, stop saying that it's okay For people to be homosexuals, stop saying that it's okay. For people to be drug addicts, stop saying that it's okay. For people to sit here and do all the abominable things that's on this earth, we wouldn't have to worry about mass shootings. We wouldn't. We wouldn't have to worry about nothing that's going on right now that is plaguing the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. We wouldn't have to worry about it. But the reason why we have to worry about it is because we love the world more than we love the Father. And understand this, the Lord is not with you when you love the world more than you love him. The Lord is going to let the world be your teacher. The Lord is going to let the world be your teacher. Since you love the world so much, let the world deal with you. And when he let the world deal with you, then we get all these horrible things that's going on right now. Because we don't hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, our people are being killed out on these streets, man. Like, that is horrible, man. Do you know how heartbreaking it is to know for a fact there's been 27 school shootings just in a year? Do you understand how heartbreaking that is? To know that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are being killed because we don't want to stop sinning. We don't love each other enough to say enough is enough. Let's stop sinning and do the will of our Father. You don't understand that? It's not right here in your face. Why do you think that what's going on right now? The Lord is giving us the slap in the face. You know, most people, they don't understand what's going on unless they get slapped in the face. The Lord is slapping us in our face. He's making it apparent to the point where you can't sit here and say that you didn't see it coming. We have mass shooting. An elementary school just got shot up in Texas, man. Just got shot up in Texas. Elementary kids. Like, my heart goes out for all those parents of those children, man. I got a 1-year-old son right now. You think I want to get a phone call that he's at school and somebody done went into the school and shot up the school? As a parent, I would lose my mind. And I would be like, you know what? I'm going to the school right now. Like, these people are destroyed because of what's happening. The only comfort that they have right now is this Bible, man. And the reason why they're not getting the comfort that they need out of this Bible is because of the Christian church, man. That's right. The Christian church is not teaching them to love the Lord thy God with all their mind, body, and soul. Observe and do all his commandments and love your neighbor as you love yourself. The Christian church is not telling them that. What they're telling them is prosperity. And if you sow this seed, then you'll get this in return. What seed are you sowing, man? You are loving the world to the point where you are killing your children. And you look for the okay. Like, that's another thing that we got to understand. We got to stop being so insecure. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are so insecure because we want the approval from everybody, man. Do you think Balenciagas would be so much if we stop making it seem like it's just so great? Do you think Gucci would be so much if we stop making it seem like it's just so great? Do you think Louis Vuitton, Prada, Fendi, all Polo, all these things, Jordans, do you think all these things would be so great if we wasn't sitting here trying to get the approval of the next person? Do you think any of these stuff, like any of the things that is going on right now would be happening if we wasn't looking for the approval of the next person, man? We just got to get the approval. We got to do something. We got to look back like little kids, be like, did I do good? Did I do good? We do that for the oppressor, man. We sit here and do the oppressor will and then check back with the oppressor like, was I a good coon today? Was I a good slave today, master? When you are supposed to be the greatest thing on the face of this earth, man. The Bible told you to love not the world, neither the things that are of the world. Because if you love the world, the lust of the things that are in this world, you do not love the Father. So when are we going to love the Most High more than we love anything else, man? Go ahead and read. Go ahead, bro.
I got a precept, Proverbs chapter 6, verse 12. It says, a naughty person, a wicked man, walking with a forward mouth. He winketh with his eyes and speaketh with his feet and teacheth with his fingers. Forwardness is in his heart. He deceiveth mischief continually, and he soweth discord. Like what these people have done, you understand? Like the crazy part is like that article that you brought out, to this day, it's 200 mass shootings. You've only heard of 2. You understand? So they're forward with their mouth and they do mischievous things. Why is it that we have to read to find out about 200 mass shootings? You understand? And they're sowing seeds of discourse because they only show you the mass shootings that can cause social uprising.
Right.
Because what they want, they really want a race war in America. But what's crazy is black people not gonna fall for the bait.
Right.
You understand? Like even our people in the destroyed conditions that we're in now, even the brothers in the world are wise enough to understand what you're trying to do. But the thing is, you gonna choose the wrong ones on the wrong day, and they're gonna end up having to show you.
Right.
Because like the scriptures say, Jacob, he was a house dweller. Black people, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we don't mess with nobody until what? Until you mess with us.
Right.
Like we chill. You understand? And all they do is be naughty and wicked, and they walk with a forward mouth, trying to poke and prod us, teaching us with our fingers. You understand? That's all I got.
Nah, what that brother just brought out was so heavy, man. And then the craziest thing is, what we about to get into next is going to further show you how much they are not really telling us what's really going on. Like, matter of fact, let me see something real quick. You know what? Let's go to that next article. The next article that I sent to you.
I got you.
Because that's what's gonna piss you off. As a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, if this doesn't piss you off and make you sad or make you hurt, then you really not, what's in that cup? You're not gonna understand. Like, you really just don't care. If these things don't piss you off about what's going on and what's the agenda that's being pushed and what's being okayed, then you really just don't care. You really lost, and you need to wake up before it's you or your family that's next. Go ahead.
Now this is the crazy part, right? So to the right, you have charts and maps, numbers of death in 2022. You understand?
Yep.
And you see where the concentration is. If you see where the cursor is in my mouth, the concentration is where the original 13 colonies was established.
Right.
You understand? All right. So it says Gun Violence Archives of 2022. This was published May 29th of 2022. All right. Total numbers of gun violence death, all causes, 17,690. Homicide, murder, and unconditional DGU, which is 7,856.
Now, Slacker, brother, what's today's date?
Today's date is May 29th. That is today.
So this is
current news,
the current information of what's going on right now.
Correct.
And they just said all causes, the total death is how much?
Total death of total number of gun violence death, all causes. Now this is all causes, is 17,690.
And that's just from this year.
Correct.
Okay. So what about the suicide rate?
All right. So suicides by gun violence is 9,834 as of today.
Total number of injuries?
Total number of injuries is by way of gun violence is 14,695. As far as mass shootings, all right, it's 221. So it's been 221 mass shootings by way of gun violence. By mass murder via gun violence, there have been 11 incidences.
Now,
Number of children ages 0 through 11 that have been killed.
Hold on. This is the big part right here. Like this is the reason why I'm so upset. This right here is about to tell you the number of children that's been killed from the ages of 0 to 11. Let's see what the number says.
So the numbers of children killed ages 0 through 11 is 146. And then on top of the 146 killed from ages 0 through 11, the ones that have been injured are double that, 304.
Understand this. Kids from the age of 0 to 11, there's been 146 kids, little kids killed just in 2022. 146 and 304 injured. Like, but we're allowing our kids to be desensitized by the oppressor, by the video games that we're allowing them to play, by the music that we're letting them listen to, by the lifestyles that you want to live just because you want to be rich and famous for this world instead of getting the kingdom with the Most High God. You are the reason why there's 146 kids that's dead right now, man. You are the reason for it. Because Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we don't want to change anything. So we are the cause of 146 kids from the ages 0 to 11. Now let's read down some more, because there's another age group of kids.
Let me put it back on the screen for him. Lucky. All right, here we go. All right, so now jumping up in age, right? We're dealing with the teenagers. Numbers of teens ages 12 through 17. Stop. All right, that have been killed is triple the number of the adolescents. Is 512. Now the ones that are injured is double that number. That have been injured via gun violence and teenagers is 1,346 that have been injured. Like, good night, man.
And all this because we are too weak to tell our kids, stop following what the world says that you gotta be. Stop listening to this music that's telling you to pull out a gun. Like, everything that you listen to right now is telling you to pull out a gun on somebody and shoot somebody down. Like, these ages right here is from kindergarten to 12th grade ages, man. K through 12. Your children that are in school right now are being killed, man. So, all in all, we done had, if we do the math on this, let's just do the quick math on this. You done had 668 kids killed from K through 12. From 0 to 17, you done had 668 kids that died. Then you had, let's see how many injuries we done had. You done had 1,650 kids injured from 0 to 17 just in 2022 because of the agenda that's being pressed upon our people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You don't understand that? You don't understand that there's something going on that if we don't wake up and gather ourselves together, O nation that's not desired, we are not going to make it. They are killing us left and right, and they are making it okay. There are kids coming to school with weapons now. Like, I done heard stories about people that work in school districts, and a bunch of kids are coming to school with knives now. They're coming to school with pocket knives. They're coming to school with BB guns. Why is an elementary kid able to have a BB gun? Why is he able to have a BB gun that looks so real that the school thought it was a real gun? Why is middle schoolers allowed to have BB guns and have weed and vape pens? Why is that so easily pushed upon these children? Go ahead.
And if I could, there was another situation that took place that's adding to this number. It was the week before the situation happened this week. Two kids wanted to surprise their friend with a prank, and they pulled up with them. Like, when they showed these guns, like, it had the little flashlight at the bottom of it. It looked like a real tactical firearm, but it was a water gun, right? And they had ski mask on to try and scare them and prank them, and they was gonna squirt them in the face with the water gun. Their friend pulled out to defend themselves and shot them down dead.
And that's the craziest part, man. The world we live in now, you don't know the difference between a water gun and a real gun. And kids are so afraid for their life right now. Like, these kids are so afraid from their life right now that they are willing to kill just because they don't know what's going on right now. They don't know what's real or what's fake. You don't know what's going on, man. And if I could, just real quick, before that incident, there was two teens showing out in a bathroom at a party. And they were showing out, playing around. They on live video with a gun that had an extendo clip on the gun. A little girl ended up killing her cousin, playing around with the gun, showing off, playing around like she was gonna shoot him in the head, and actually shot him and killed him. Then fell down to the ground, fumbling the gun, and killed herself. On live video. That was a live video that they finally took down of two black teens dying in a restroom while everybody else that are adults was in the living room.
And if I could,
go ahead.
That was her brother. That was her brother.
That was her brother? I thought it was a cousin.
No, that was her brother. And because she couldn't live with the death and her being the cause of her brother, she killed herself.
And that's the problem, man. Everybody's so desensitized by all this gun violence because everybody's just don't care. Y'all listening to this new music, all this music that's sitting here pushing the agenda, telling you to go out, get you a gun and go kill something. Why? Go ahead, sis.
Gun safety. Having guns is encouraged. Gun
Can we get a mic for her? Hold on real quick, sis.
Possession of firearms is encouraged throughout all communities in America. Gun safety is not. You can't even let your child go to prom with somebody without you seeing pictures of somebody's parents pointing a gun at your son.
And that's one of the biggest things right there that's really pissing off like me and my brothers. Like, if you, first and foremost, if you have a gun, you should go through gun safety. You should go through a gun safety class. Second of all, you should be teaching your children about gun safety. But the fact of the matter is, all these prom pictures that you see with all these grown adults wearing, having guns drawn on the teenagers, and y'all think that's cute? Like, that's how a real father will sit here and say something and get with you. They'll come holler at you about that. Because what you gotta, I don't care about your daughter going to prom with my son. Like, fam, you better put that gun up with my son around. But the thing about it is, we gotta have real men in our households, man. Most of the things that's going on is because real men aren't in the households no more. And when I say real men, I'm talking about real men that's not afraid to not be liked by his wife because he's telling his wife what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. If you don't like it, then you ain't got to like it. But as long as you are in my house, these are my rules. Abide by them, or you can do whatever else you feel like doing. The same door you walked in, you can walk out of. But my household is going to be ran like this, and the children are going to live. That's what we need. We need real men out here again, telling their children to stop with the dumb stuff, telling the kids and the women to stop with the pushing the agenda of, oh, you can do whatever you feel like doing, and arguing back. Because if a kid sees you arguing back with their father, what are they gonna think that they can do? They can argue back too. Go ahead, brother.
This is this from General Q. General Q said Psalms 119 verse 9, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way, by taking heed thereto according to the word.
All right.
Like the only way that you're gonna be like how we were saying earlier, train up a child in the way he should go.
Right.
And you like what you saying, like it ain't no solid men in the world right now.
Right.
You understand? And the only way that our children are going to be guided is what General Q just brought out in that scripture, is by us putting the word back in our household. We don't need the government to put prayer into the school. You understand? We need a priest and a prophet in every household.
That's right. And you want to know what, man? Y'all give him a hand for that. Let's go to Mark 3:27.
No sweat.
Because that's the biggest problem that we're having right now, man. We having a problem of there's no men that's in the household. Because you can't call someone that's allowing whatever to go in his household a real man, man. It's time for us to stand against, man. We got to stand against the BS.
You said Mark
3:27. Yeah, Mark 3:27.
Gotcha.
Go ahead and whenever you got it.
All right. This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
Understand this, man. We have allowed the oppressor to get the strong man out the house.
That's right.
And how have they got the strong man out the house? They've gotten the strong man out the house by letting the woman know, if you get your man out the house, then I can take care of you. I'll be your new sugar daddy once you get him out the house. You'll get all the funding that you need. You get all the food stamps. You only have to pay $25 a month for a 3-bedroom house. You're only paying $25 a month. As long as every time I come check up on my house, that man ain't in the house. Like, that's the problem, man. We don't have loyalty to one another. And that's what we need. We need loyalty to one another, man. But the thing about it is also is the men are so weak now. You got so many in the closet fun boys around here, them flaming fairies. That what are you seeing now? Like if you go on your timeline, if you go to Facebook right now, if you go on Facebook right now and you go on your timeline, you'll see a bunch of men wearing Daisy Dukes. Like, we have allowed society to turn us into what they wanted for us, man. And that's the problem. The problem is we done fell for the agenda. Go to James 2 and 3, man. Because that's the problem. Like, of course, like I said, we bringing up a lot of things that need to change. It's time for a change. And one of the biggest things that we need to change this agenda that's going on. Stop the homosexual agenda. Let's stop that. Let's fight against people being that, because that's not what they're supposed to be. If the Lord made you a man, you're supposed to be a man. If the Lord made you a woman, you're supposed to be a woman. Don't sit here and tell me I was a man trapped in a woman's body. No, you was not.
Right.
That's something that you taught. Like a kid does not know how to talk until they're what? Taught. A kid doesn't know how to walk until they're what? A kid doesn't know how to go and potty on a toilet until they're what? Taught. All these things are things that you have to teach. So for your kid to talk about, I feel like I was born in the wrong body, that's something that they were taught. It don't matter if they were taught that by watching TV, taught that by you sitting here showing them that in the household. They were taught to be that.
That's right.
How about we teach them to be the chosen people, the royal priesthood, and the chosen generation that the Lord wanted you to be? Go ahead, brother.
No, I was just gonna bring out what General Muhammad said on Thursday. Like, he literally said that, like, the reason why your son is violent is because he watched you be violent.
Right.
The reason why your son has the accent that he has, like he speaks patois, is because his parents spoke patois.
Right.
The reason why, you understand, he talks with a New York accent is because his parents talk with a New York accent. And that's what's so powerful about the scriptures when it says, train up a child the way he should go, because the first example of what a man is his father.
Right.
The first example of what a woman is his mother.
Right.
You understand? And how the father and the mother interact with one another. That's how he knows if it's a man, if it's a boy, how to treat a woman, and if it's a woman, how to treat a man. So if your daughter, your son is out here tearing the earth, you don't have nobody to blame but yourself. And the crazy part is that dude that killed all of those kids in Uvalde, his daddy said he should have just killed me, because he learned his behavior from you. And if you got a problem with the way I raised you and taught you, you should have just killed me instead of killing all those children.
Right. And that's the problem, man. As men, we have to take control of our family, of our households, man. And for the women, you need to submit to that man so that way the household can be ran the way that it's supposed to go. And both of y'all should get into the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge so that way you know how to train up a child in the way that it should go.
That's right.
Because society has not taught you how to train up a child in the way that it should go. Society has taught you to train up drug dealers, gangbangers, murderers, and suicidal kids. That's what they're teaching you. They've taught you that, and you've passed that down from generation on down to generation. But one of the biggest things, like I said, society has also taught y'all to be homosexuals. And understand this, that is a problem right now, man. Like, how can you say that you a real man when you're around here showing your thighs out? How can you sit here and say you are a man with masculinity when you around here wearing dresses? You around here calling yourself Tanya instead of Tyrone. You're calling yourself, instead of being Sean, you Chandra. How can you be a true man and train up your family when you too busy wearing more makeup than your wife? Go ahead, bro.
The crazy part about what you're saying is it is so heavy. Like in this movie, and it's so ironically named "The Devil Wears Prada."
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like when she was going at her assistant, and she was like, because her assistant thought that she was outside of the fashion industry. She was like, "Oh, you think that you're giving us the middle finger?" She was like, "And because you're wearing this blouse, you think this blouse says F fashion
we chose this blouse circa 2003 in the spring collection, you understand, of Ralph Lauren. This skirt that you have on, you think that you're giving us the middle finger because it's flannel. Plaid and flannel was chosen by Yves Saint Laurent, you understand, in 2006 in a spring collection. And what's crazy is the whole fashion industry is ran by homosexuals.
Right.
You understand? Like, you think because you draping yourself in Gucci, in Louis, Yves Saint Laurent, Oscar de la Renta, you understand, that you are choosing these things. No, these homosexuals are choosing what you wear, choosing how you operate in this society. So when you drape yourself in all of this, what you think is fine apparel, no, you're draping yourself in gay apparel.
Right. And understand this, man. What the brother brought out was just super heavy, man. Like, stop wanting to be so much a part of this world that you'll sit here and do whatever for it. Like, I'd rather have the kingdom and be poor in this world than to sit here and have all the riches of this world.
That's right.
And not get the kingdom.
That's right.
Because right now they're pushing the agenda. Any artist that wants to be big in the record label, what he got to do? Everybody, it's coming out now. You know, everybody used to play around about it when they were talking about, you know, them artists having to go ahead and let somebody play with them to just get that record label. No, that's really what's happening. In every industry. If you want to sit here and be a major actor or actress, model, anything, rapper, you gotta fall for it. Comedian, you gotta sit here and do what they want. If they want you to put on a dress, you're gonna put on a dress.
That's right.
They want you to go to they studio and dance around without a shirt on. They're priming you. They're getting you ready for what they want, and what they really want is you. Mm-hmm. And this is the problem. Go ahead and read James 2 and 3. Let's just read James 2 and 3 because that's going to further show you what's going on. See, the Bible is sitting here telling you what's wrong right now. And what's wrong in a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian household is this.
All right. This is the book of James, chapter 2, verse 3. And ye have respect to them that weareth gay clothing.
Understand this, man. It's so crazy out in this world right now. Y'all have more respect for the people that is wearing gay apparel. You have more respect for the dude wearing the skinny jeans, Balenciagas, wearing a purse with a Glock in it. You got more respect for him than you got for your own brother that's out on the street corner telling you that it's time for you to come back to your culture wearing I.S.U.P.K apparel. You got more respect for a dude that's telling you to get a man bag, a purse, get you some skinny jeans, go ahead and come here and sag them skinny jeans. You know, it's okay. It's okay to sag. It's okay for you to let me touch on you. You have more respect for a faggot or a homosexual than you have for your brother that loves you enough to tell you that follow the law, statutes, and commandments and stop being a homosexual. You have more respect for those that wear the gay clothing that cost all this money instead of wearing UPK apparel that is affordable. Go ahead, bro.
And if I could, like, I know we're gonna get into reading the rest of the scripture, but this scripture literally outlines the awards. Yep. Like, this scripture literally is the Oscars, it's the BET Awards, it's the MTV Awards. You understand? It's the Grammy Awards. This scripture, the reason why you love to watch the Grammys, the Oscars, you understand, the Met Gala, is this scripture right here.
Right. And you brought up you just said something, bro, that was heavy. The Met Gala.
Right.
That is where you see majority of every star that you look up to wearing gay apparel.
Shoot, it's about to go into it right in your scripture.
Go ahead and keep reading then, brother. Go ahead, keep reading.
All right, this is the book of James chapter 2, verse 3. And ye have respect of them that weareth gay clothing, and say unto him, sit thou here in a good place, and say to the poor, stand thou there, or sit here under my footstool.
Understand this, man. Y'all, like Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we have allowed these people to sit here and push the agenda. You have to wear a certain amount of clothes. You got to wear certain clothes to fit in. We don't want to fit in.
Right.
I want to stand out. I want to be holy. I want to be set apart. I don't want to fit into whatever agenda you have. So if me wearing spikes, if me wearing UPK apparel, if me wearing braids or have my hair in a ponytail or me having a beard sets me apart from you, then that's what I want. Because what you want to do is you want to look just like the oppressor. The oppressor has made it his job to destroy Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and we are making it easy for them to do it because we would rather sit here and wear the same apparel as our oppressor and show our oppressor that we some good little coons than for us to sit here and do our job like our father told us to do, man. Be about our father's business. If we was about our father's business, there would be no way on this side of the earth that men would be out here dressing like women, dressing with super tight clothes on, and the women wouldn't be out here trying to dress like a man.
That's right.
Everybody would be in their place. A man would be a man, a woman would be a woman. But it's so hard for that to happen right now because we don't want to change. We want to keep doing what the oppressor has told us to do. It's time for a change, man. It's time for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to depart, separate. And when I mean separate, I mean vigorously. I'm talking rip apart. Rip off the chains of the oppressor, man. We already understood, we already know the oppressor no longer had to put physical chains on us. Now everything is a mental game. Understand the mental game for what it is. The oppressor still wants you to be destroyed. It's time for a change. If you're not willing to sit here and go, understand this. Matter of fact, let's pull this scripture real quick, man. Go to John 15 and 18 for me, if you could, please. It's time for us to do this, man. Because a lot of us, we love the world, man. We love the world so much because we are insecure with ourselves, man. It's time for us to get secure because we've been insecure long enough, man. Insecurity is a demon. When you are insecure in yourself, it's because you feel like you need the approval. Well, if you want to get some approval, get it from the Most High.
That's right.
Stop looking for the world to give you approval. Get it from the Most High. Because understand this, Christ didn't want the approval of the world. Christ sat here and let you know exactly what it was and exactly what it's going to be. Go ahead and read, brother.
All right. This is the book of John chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hated you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
Understand this, man. You need to be secured with yourself enough to let the world hate you, man. Because Christ is letting you know, if the world hates you, understand that it hated me first. So what makes you different? I want to be and this is a cut to Christians. Like, Christians say that they're Christ-like, right? They say their whole agenda is to be Christian, which means that they're Christ-like. Okay. How are you Christ-like when everybody wants to flock to you? You can't be Christ-like if everybody's flocking to you, because Christ just let you know, if the world hated you, understand that it hated me first. Christ was doing something that made the world turn its back on him. And that's what we're doing here in the I.S.U.P.K. We are about our Father's business. We are following the law, statutes, and commandments to the point where the world hates us, and we're okay with it, because we knew it hated Christ first. So that's how we know we are in line for what we're supposed to do, because the world is hating us just like it hated Christ. Let's keep reading.
This is the book of John, chapter 15, verse 19. If ye were of the world would love his own.
Understand this. If you were homosexual, if you were a drug dealer, if you are a mass murderer, if you are like a hater, somebody that's sitting here and a coon, if you are a thief, if you are a murderer, if you are a homosexual, if you are a pimp, if you are a stripper, if you have all the OnlyFans, if you own all these explicit sites, the world loves you because you are of the world. But because you're not of the world, go ahead and keep reading, brother. So if you were doing all the things that are in the world would love you. The world loves strippers. The world loves whoremongers, pimps. The world loves homosexuals. The world loves transgenders. The world loves mass shooters, because how many mass shooters has made it to a prison? See, the person that died in U Valley, what that was a mass murderer that's been killed. When's the last time a mass murderer got killed? Exactly. We all know that they thought he was Mexican. But again, I ask, when was the last time a mass murderer was killed? The boy in Buffalo, was he killed? Was the Edomite in Buffalo killed? What about the Edomite that ran into the church and killed all them people? Dylan Roof. What he did? He got Burger King and a bulletproof vest. But like they love mass murderers here. They love whores. They love drug dealers here, because all the drug dealers are the people that runs everything. The government is the biggest drug dealer out here right now. So of course they're not gonna say nothing to drug dealers. Of course they're not gonna say nothing to mass murderers. Of course they're not gonna say nothing to strippers and whores and prostitutes. Like, we in Houston, Texas. If you come to Houston, Texas, go down Bissonnette. You'll go down Bissonnette Street and you will see something. And it's so disgusting. It hurts my heart. You'll see Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians walking up and down the street in nothing but thongs and bathing suits, and it looks just like Grand Theft Auto. It looks just like the game, where you see girls prostituting themselves. And then you see a whole long line of people waiting to try to get one of the girls just for a night, or just for a couple of hours, or just for 30 minutes. Like, that is disgusting, man. And then you see the police. You think the police are going to stop it? No. The police officer is grabbing a girl, putting her in the back of his car, going around the corner, getting what he needs from her, and then he drop her back off in the alleyway and he drive off like nothing happened. We done seen police officers sit and watch a transaction come between a prostitute and a buyer, and he didn't do nothing. That's the problem, man. They love it because they are of the world. If you was of the world would love you. You can keep reading from me, please.
But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you.
Because we speak against homosexuals, because the I.S.U.P.K speak against mass murderers, because we speak against eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, because we speak against the Christian church, because we speak against everything that is not of the Lord, y'all hate us because of it. Y'all hate us because we tell y'all to cover up. Women, we tell y'all to stop showing all your nakedness. Give something to a man to respect. You hate us. You hate us for it. Go ahead and keep reading.
Verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my sayings, they will keep also your sayings.
And that lets you know right there, the Christian church is not with the Lord. The Christian church don't care about the Most High. Because if they would keep his saying, a lot of y'all probably wouldn't even be in the Christian church right now. Because the Christian church allows you to come in high and you to go right back out and be the same high person. They don't sit here and speak against what's going on in the world right now. I'm telling you right now, there's a bunch of people that's in church right now, and the church is just talking about prosperity and sowing a seed and love. Oh, we gotta love, we gotta pray, no, man. It's time for a change. We done loved and prayed enough. If you're gonna say a prayer, let's say a prayer to get the hell out this hell. Let's say that prayer. Let's say that prayer that the Lord comes and destroys our oppressor. Let's say that prayer. But see, first things first is we have to do our part. And the only way we can do our part is for us to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and then cry out for our Father to come help us. Let's go to Psalms 25 and 22. Psalms 25 and 22. This is what we need to do. This is a song in Psalms. And this is what we need to ask for. Let's ask for this.
25 and 22.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 25, verse 22. Redeem Israel, O God, out of all his troubles.
We need to cry out for the Lord to redeem Israel out of all our troubles. If we ask our Father, if we were following the law, statutes, and commandments and doing it, and we could cry out for our fathers. We can cry out for our Father, the Most High God, to redeem us, oh God, and take all this trouble away. The only way we can do that is once we get right. So we have to get right and push that agenda so that way we can ask for our Father to sit here and redeem us, come get us, and help us. Brother, you got anything else you want to say? Well, with that, I want to say Majim, which means to stand. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer first in the Hebrew, then the English. All right? Sar, which means turn and face the east. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Asha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nadantanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknua, Kabawatnua, Kasalaknua, Kabawatnua, Wala'a, Damiyainawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Lakah,
Lakah,
Hamalakwa,
Amalakwa,
Wahala,
Wahala,
Wahata Para,
Wahata Para,
La'awalonium,
Awalonium,
Aman.
Aman,
In the English, our Father,
our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come,
thy kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our
and
debts
forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our
as
debtors.
we forgive our debtors,
And lead us not
and lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Sar, which means face front. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers, then the sisters. Men of Israel, Ba'im Shabbat, Ba'im, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah Barakatah, Yat Yamatah, Sar, face the sisters. Men of Israel, Ba'im Shabbat, Ba'im, Barak, Yahweh Shemalatah Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Yat Yamatah, dismiss.